Compassion fatigue is a relatively new term. It's the negative effects. It's the deleterious effects that those of us who work with people who have been seriously traumatized, those of us who work with these people, feel ourselves. It could be a sudden nightmare, a flashback, something that resembles post-traumatic stress disorder. Or it could be insidious, gradually becoming hard and cynical and losing our sense of humor. It could be a sense of demoralization because some of the things that we tackle are so enormous and they're not going to change. We are going to have suffering in this world and in our lifetimes. And every once in a while, particularly those of us who are new at this and are idealistic and have very, very strong feelings, feel frustrated.
Primary stress disorder, of course, is when you're in harm's way and you potentially become a victim and become traumatized as a result of that. Secondary traumatic stress reactions like compassion stress is really the secondary effects of helping people who are in harm's way. So compassion fatigue really is the fatigue of compassion, the fatigue of trying to help the suffering, of feeling that you stand in the way of this person's recovery process and that therefore you are responsible for that person's recovery process. So compassion stress is really the stress that we feel. We feel it in our mind, we feel it in our body when we are trying to help, and especially after we help. And I've talked about this in other contexts. The compassion trap then is doing the best that you can, of being empathic, of becoming caring and feeling the pain of another person and doing the right thing as a result of that. The compassion stress is not being able to let it go.
Trauma really is like the pebble dropping in the pond and the ripples coming out from it affecting many people. So there's the patients that they've dealt with, and then there's their effects. And then they come to me and talk to me about that. And sometimes I have effects from the trauma stories that I hear when I'm trying to support them.